Is Friday, this is weird. Friday, November 19th, 8:36 a.m. I realized I actually didn't do anything for October. I thought I did, but I guess not. So, this is that. Um, let's leave work for last. So, um, I am off today. It's Survivor Series weekend. That's on Sunday. So Friday and Monday. Today, Monday, I have off. Um, which is nice. Last vacation I had, so September when I last posted a video, that vacation was amazing. It just was so nice and so relaxing and enjoyable, and I felt like at peace for the first time in a long time, and it really just kind of made me realize how burnt out and stressed I am at work, and just it kind of made me think about some stuff, which I'll talk about later. But yeah, that was amazing. Really liked it, and it made me want more vacation. So, yeah. The In that video I'd mentioned that Diablo had come out, but I wasn't really excited for it. That changed very quickly. I played it and then I couldn't stop playing it. It got to a point where like I was staying up till like 5 a.m. doing bail runs, and I was addicted. Like I played the entire 2 weeks, did nothing but play Diablo. The Battlefield beta actually came out for the last second week, so I played a little bit of that. But like otherwise I played Diablo all the time. And it got to a point where I came back to work and I didn't like I just was thinking about playing Diablo all the time. Like I couldn't focus. So I was heavily addicted. I definitely still am really enjoying playing. I'm actually doing some bail runs on my Necro right now, who's 76. The Yeah, it's been I've been doing that a lot. So Diablo ended up being freaking amazing, and I'm glad. I don't know. Yeah, like I said, I knew I was gonna enjoy it, but like it's just I'm very enjoying it. So ooh, I don't need that. So yeah. So I'm playing that a lot. After that first week, or I guess first 2 weeks, I believe my sorceress was already at 94. I think that's where I stopped her at. Maybe she's 93, and then I got her 94. I don't know. Either way, my sorceress is 94. My Hammerden, I got him to 95 last week, or 2 weeks ago. No, I think it was last week. I have a level 90 smiter that I've been using for farming Ubers with Matt. I have a level 90 Blizzard Sorceress on my other account, which I purchased for more meal spots, and I'm using as a rusher, which is amazing. There is a level 85 Druid, this Necro. I have a level 25 Assassin, a level 15 Barb, 15 Java, 15 Boson. I feel like there's something I'm missing. I keep forgetting what I'm missing, but yeah, essentially all my characters are either in bail or they are needing to get to a point where they can do bail. So I've really been enjoying leveling. It's fun. I finally have something to do. Like so, basically, for a long time, I was looking for just a game that, or just something to do. Just like I don't really need to focus on it. So like if I'm watching a movie or if I'm listening to a podcast, or like if I just want to kill 5 minutes, I can go do something. And this is that game, and I've been really enjoying it. So when I'm like checking Reddit in the morning, or I'm listening to music, or just watching wrestling, I'll just go do some bail runs because I don't have to pay attention. Especially as a Necro, I just sit back. Oh my god, why is my nose so itchy? I just sit back and just spam my curse, and that's it. So yeah, that could have been nice, Maiden. This needs to get closed. Hang on, I'm getting a call from work because I'm on call this week, but I can stop that. The and then MFing. So I was trying to put in like at least a couple hours every day, but it just really kind of I don't know, it kind of burned me out a little bit. So I haven't been doing a lot of MFing lately. Yesterday I spent a couple hours just doing Frigid or Eldritch, Pindle, and Nithalak. Got a couple of D keys, so I can do one more Uber run this weekend. Would like to get another one just so I can do two again, but whatever. And yeah, I've just been grinding, dude. And this feels nice, dude, because it's like before I used to bot, so I never really got the full experience always of like when I get a piece of gear or if I level up. Like I never really experienced all that much. So kind of getting to these levels by myself and finding the gear by myself, like for example, finding the first Tal Rash's armor, or when I found a Vex rune, when I found an Ist, stuff like this is awesome. So it's really rewarding. So I'm really enjoying playing. Yeah, I've made a Hoto for my Hammerden. I have 2 more Vexes, so I think I could make another Hoto. 2 actually, and I will need them because pretty much it's best in slot for all my characters. So, but oh, the bell runs over. Damn it. So yeah, just been playing a lot of Diablo and continue to want to play Diablo. So that's awesome. No announcement of ladder, but it is what it is. At the moment, their servers have gotten a lot better. They have this thing where you can't join games more than once every 60 seconds, which I guess was from the old one too, but this one in particular, I just have to restart this because it's broken. This one in particular, I'm hoping they take that out because it's kind of annoying with mules and stuff. And they had out for a while, they had some server issues, so they put in a queue, and it was like an hour and a half to play before you got in, so that sucked. So yeah, so that's what's going on there. And actually, I'm logging in right now, and I can tell you if I missed anyone. So got my Pallies, got my Druid. Yeah, so that's everyone at the moment. I want to have one of every class, or one of every like thing. So like I have my 2 cold sources. I want a fire source and a lightning source. I want to make a druid that focuses on summoning, a druid that focuses on shapeshift. I have 3 druids in total, and so I'm probably going to have to make a 3rd account if I ever do that to hold all these characters, but we'll see. But that's Diablo. Been really enjoying it. Battlefield beta, I ended up. It was weird. Someone had said it feels like a Chinese knockoff of Battlefield, and that's all I could feel while I was playing it. So I ended up canceling my pre-order, but last weekend Mirka was playing it, and I was listening and playing. I was like, oh, fuck's sake. So I pre-ordered again, and I realized, oh, I have to pay an extra $40 or whatever to get the 1 week early pre-order, so I'm not going to do that. But I did end up pre-ordering again. It comes out today officially for everyone, so I'm going to be playing that for a bit. I am excited, and I know I'm probably going to end up playing it a lot. It's just, there's something off about it, so I'm hoping that changes, because I'd really like to play that, and I'm hoping everyone who bought it is playing it for at least a little bit, because usually the first couple weeks of Battlefield is where everyone is enjoying the game together, so that'll be cool. Halo Infinite, whatever, multiplayer came out on Monday. It was actually in celebration of the 20-year anniversary of Xbox, so they released the multiplayer. It's free to play, and it came out a month before the actual game came out, so I've been playing that. It's Halo. I didn't really I've never really been the biggest fan, but it's fine. I'll play it a few more times. I'm mostly looking to play Diablo and Battlefield. And then TF2 I haven't played since Diablo came out. I think I played it for like a little bit, and then I was like, I just want to play Diablo, so I logged off. So that's that. In terms of music, I finished the 1 folder. What started as, I think I'm going to finish this by the end of the year, got pushed to, I'm pretty sure it's going to be like early 2022, got pushed to, finished it last weekend. So that's been really exciting. I ended up listening to 2. I finished listening to Cannibal and Cannabis Corpse this week, which were the 2 ones that I've been wanting to listen to for a long time. And yeah, now I can take my pick. I don't know who I'm going to listen to next, but I'm just going to pick somebody. So that's probably been something I've been like. It's weird. I don't know why I'm so excited about that, but that's given me so much joy over the last little bit. So I've been really enjoying that. And yeah, that's that. Movies, I watched Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings, I believe it's called, for Marvel. Probably the best Marvel movie there is. That was so good. It really brought me back to when I was a kid watching like Jackie Chan movies and just other. I think I only watched a handful of other martial arts movies, and it was just really enjoyable. It just was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. So I think that's probably one of my favorite Marvel movies so far. I watched Red Notice with so it has Gal Gadot, Rock, and Ryan Reynolds. It was enjoyable. Like, it wasn't the greatest movie I ever saw, but it made me laugh. It was enjoyable, and it sets up a second movie. And if they put one out, I'm gonna go see it. And I also watched No Time to Die from James Bond. I guess that's the last one with Daniel Craig in it. Enjoyable. I guess people are kind of had some issues with it, especially since it has been waiting to release for the last 2 years or whatever. So I enjoyed it. I don't really watch a lot of James Bond stuff. I don't really follow along with the whole story, so I'd like to go back and kind of fill in all those blanks. But I enjoyed it for what it was. The ending made me tear up a bit. which the ending was actually one thing I was like, what the hell? So basically, it ends with James Bond getting like there's these missiles and trying to blow up this island that has this like production facility, and James Bond he can't get out. He's like, all right, it's my escape plan is fucked. So the missiles end up like exploding on him, and then I skipped to the end of the credits to see if there's any after credit stuff, and all it said was James Bond will return. What? So like canon wise, it has to be a reboot, right? Cause how the fuck does James Bond come back from that? So I don't know, but that was something I was like, what? How does that work? So yeah. Mentioned wrestling earlier. WWE has been overall pretty meh for a while. I don't even know. I think Roman and Big E is probably the only match I can kind of think of right now that I'm excited for. They're the two champs right now, and I'm sure it'll be good. But like it's been oof lately. It's been very, very oof. So, but it's exciting though, 'cause it's like AEW keeps being really good, and WWE keeps being really shit. So I'm waiting for that switch to flick, if it ever does, where they're like, oh hey, we can be good because we have a decent roster. Or maybe I don't know, maybe they start sucking and then I don't know. But that's wrestling. AEW, like I said, has been really good. Full Gear was last weekend, and the first match was MJF versus Darby. Probably one of the greatest matches I've ever watched. That was so good. It was fantastic. Honestly, it's been so long since I watched Sammy versus Shinsuke at NXT, or that one takeover when Shinsuke debuted. But like, right now, without having watched it recently, like the MJF Darby match is up there. It might even be better than that match. Like, I don't know. It was so good. It was fan-freaking-tastic. So, yeah. And I haven't finished watching Dynamite, but I guess MJF and CM Punk are feuding now, which is going to be insane. So, really looking forward to that. Food that I mentioned last time, so I ended up going with the meal plan that ended up looking like the best deal. Though, no, let me see, Malik Bale 4? My man. But it's weird. So it feels like every other week they have a delay in delivery. And so usually I get my stuff on Tuesday, but then I have to wait till Wednesday. And it hasn't been that bad for the most part because usually I'm still buying like going out to eat one day a weekend or one day of the weekend. And so I have that extra meal to get me into Wednesday, but there's been a couple times where I haven't done that. So like that day I'm without dinner, so I like make it. It's like that's kind of defeats the whole purpose of the convenience of ordering this meal kit. So I don't know. I'm still. This is kind of if it starts. I'm definitely noticing it, and it's starting to be an issue. So it might be something where I consider something else. On top of that, the last couple weeks, I don't know. It's just been. The quality of the food has just been, I don't know, it hasn't really been, like that first week I got it was like, holy shit. And this, now it's just like, it's not, I don't know, it's just something missing. It's not as great. So, I may end up going with something else, but I don't know yet. Hopefully not. I'd prefer just to kind of keep where I'm at, because it's a decent price, and I like, having that convenience of doing everything. But, yeah, it's weird. Like, their rice, for example, it always feels like just undercooked. Like it feels like I guess not undercooked, but just I don't know. It's not the rice has no flavor, which I guess that's the whole point with rice. But like I don't know with I kind of like the way Mom would make it, where it has you can kind of taste the rice. So I don't know. And then like yesterday, for example, I had a poutine, which first of all they put a whole bunch of like I think it's caramelized onions in there. Jesus Christ, that's so disgusting. So they pull all that shit out, and then the fries. Like the first time I had this, it was like decent, but this time like the fries they were undercooked because it was like, even though I like maxed out the I cooked it fully or I microwaved it fully, the fries were like hard, right? So it's like if they had cooked longer, they would have been softer, even after you heat them up. So it's just things like that I'm like, I don't know, man. So yeah, I don't know. But let's finish off with work. So ISO, there was a big push to get all this stuff handed into the one guy who reviews our internal audit before we have an external audit. He said for the most part it's looking good. He has a couple of notes, so we'll take a look at that. The external audit for mine has been booked for December 20th. Honestly, I was very nervous, but like Peter reminded me that the dude said that he has never had anyone fail an audit, and he pretty much guarantees we're going to get it. Which part of me is like, okay, so that's cool and all. That's kind of reassuring me. The other part of me, I think the bigger part of me is like, that's terrifying. Because I don't know what those other companies had in terms of like work to do and all that. And I mean, it wouldn't. How do you certify someone as ISO certified if they're not ISO certified? Like, cool, we've identified the ways we're not in conformance, and we've identified the ways we're going to fix that, but we're not currently ISO compliant. So they can't just say, here you go, here's your ISO compliance. But I mentioned that to Peter, and he's like, well, they just want your money. They just want the 30K that, or whatever it was. And I was like, I mean, I guess that makes sense. So I don't know. Part of me is like, maybe don't take it so seriously. The other part of me is like, well, I don't know, dude. Maybe we do take it seriously. Maybe we don't want to be the first one to fail. So that's just been something on my mind. It's been really frustrating because it ended up being that when we put the push on to get this figured out, it was like, okay, it's today, tomorrow, to finish off everything else. And then tomorrow came, and I ended up having to take on more audits, and then people were like, oh yeah, so, I've done half of this, but I'm kind of, my brain's kind of mush, so I'm going to take the rest of the day off. So I have to finish it. Like, okay, like, what my brain's not mush? So that was really frustrating, and I hope there's like even if there isn't an end of project review, I'm going to mention this at some point. Like, I really did not like how this was touted as it's a team project, and it ended up being a Michael project, because I've done over half the audits, I've done the majority of the work, and in theory, like, it would make sense that if we fail the audit, it points to me, right? Because it's like, well, Michael did the majority of the audits. If we're not in conformance, then there's no ticket for it. It's because of Michael. Statistically speaking, it's most likely that's going to happen. So that's just something I'm kind of worried about and just annoyed with. And then, like, on top of that, doing all this ISO has put me somewhat back on my tickets, which is frustrating. And then on top of that, it's just really burnt me out. Like, I'm exhausted. Like, I'm so lethargic and so, like, I don't give a shit. And that's not good for anyone. So it's been really hard to kind of stay wanting to do work. And then going back to what I said earlier with my vacation, it's just really made me realize that, like, man, like, this is a lot of stress I'm under all the time. I've kind of taken a look at my hair too. I'm seeing, like, it feels like I'm getting more gray, or more white hair, I guess, whatever it is. But it's definitely made me consider, like, what do I want to do here? Do I want to start looking, and I think I'm going to start looking for work in the new year, because, I mean, I don't want to, I guess I don't owe the company anything, but I like the people that are there, and I don't want to screw them, and I don't want to be an asshole. So I'm going to stay at the very least till the end of December, right? Because we have our audit in end of December, and then I know it's going to be a little tough looking for work in the very new year, but I'm just going to start looking at stuff and seeing what's out there, because I don't know, dude. I don't think this is I don't think this is really for me. It's just very overwhelming, the amount of work that needs to get done, even outside of ISO. It's just so busy, and they're looking for people, but just people aren't good enough, and it's just like, well, I can't do all this, and it's just really stressful, and I'm not a fan. So I'm gonna start looking for other work. I don't know if I'm gonna take any other work, but I think the priority here is my mental health, and I'm just I like that vacation specifically showed me how much happier I could be with a less stressful job. Like, I'm not saying, like, obviously no job is great, but just without stress, as much stress even, like, that would be nice. There's a part of me that's like, dude, just put in your resignation for the first, or like January, and then just don't have a job. You have plenty of money to go by for a while. Don't have a job, and then look for one there. And I'm just like, I don't know, dude. I don't know what I want to do. I have that luxury since I still live at home, but I don't want to, like, rest and be like, oh, I'm looking, but I can't find anything, so I'm just gonna play Diablo all day. I feel very bummish. So I don't know. I'm trying to take some inventory of my mental health here and see, like, what are the pros and cons of this. I'm just really kind of thinking this through heavily. I don't really know what I'm gonna do, but like I said, I'm definitely gonna be looking for work. I don't know really where I want to work. Like I said, or like I've thought to myself, I don't know if I said this out loud yet, but like if I look for something that isn't IT, really the best place I'm gonna get is some sort of administration job, some sort of data entry job, which is fine, boring and leads nowhere, but sorry, not but and there's like a cap on how much money. I'm not going to be making enough money to live on my own unless I move somewhere far where it's not really expensive to live. Even then, it's iffy. So I don't know. man, I really don't know. And on top of that, I really want to work somewhere where it's like full remote would be great, because that way, even like if I find something far away, I don't have to move. So I don't know. Or sorry, if I find something, I can find something anywhere, and then I can move wherever I want. And so that's one of the things I've been thinking of. And it's actually been taking up a lot of my time. And then the other place I could work, I'm thinking like, okay, well, what if I worked still in IT, but I worked in one of those places where it's like tiered support. So level 1 support would be me, or level 2, I don't know what it is, but like I'd be like, I wouldn't be working on as many things. On top of that, I wouldn't be like, oh, this is not in your jurisdiction or whatever, so you're not going to do this. Like, I'm thinking stuff like that. So I don't know. Still like stuff that I'm considering, and but yeah, like on Wednesday, it was me, Wayne, and Rob that had to go on site somewhere to do a site survey because they're moving offices. We just needed to see what was going on, and Wayne was showing us how to kind of do that. And on the way there, Wayne had mentioned that people continue to rave about me during the management meetings, which, I mean, I'm not really worried about my like how the company sees me, because I know that I'm a good worker, even if lately I have maybe haven't been as up to standard as I have been. I've still been doing well, and I know like I do a relatively good job. So maybe like my timing isn't the greatest lately, but overall I know I've been doing a good job. So I'm not really worried about that. I don't really have any fears about that. So that's nice, I guess. But yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but I just want to brag, I guess. But Saturday, tomorrow, I have to go on site again at 9 a.m. with Rob and Wayne. Wayne's going to just show us, and then he's going to take off for a bit while Rob and I clean out a server room. I'm not as it's not ideal since I'm off this weekend or this week or the next 2 days, I guess. But it's not ideal, but I'm not like super bummed about it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I didn't think when the Survivor Series, when I agreed that I was going to do it this week. So like, hey, when do you want to do it? And I was like, I don't really care when, because I would have had the option to say, let's do it next weekend. But whatever, it is what it is. It's just a server clean out. So I don't know. I've been there before. I'm trying to remember it now. Like, there's definitely like a lot of stuff in that rack, but like I'm just thinking, like I don't think it's going to take a long time. Like I could see us being done by 3 o'clock. So 6 hours? I mean, I get home, let's say around 4. I grab a bite to eat on the way. I mean, I'm only missing, like I probably wake up at like 12, let's say. So I mean, yeah, definitely 4 hours of missed work and not being able to sleep, or missed kind of sitting around doing nothing, and not sleeping in sucks. But I don't know. So we'll see. But that's that for today. Playing some Diablo for a bit. I might play some Battlefield this morning, otherwise probably this afternoon, definitely this evening with the boys or by myself. Would like to get this Necro to at least 85. He's 78 right now, and then I have some other characters I want to level through tombs once the US starts opening up for games, because right now I'm just on EU servers because it's better to find a game at 9 a.m. in EU than it is on US. I might get high today. I recently bought some edibles. You can buy those now off the site, which is nice. And I had edibles last weekend. It was definitely like it definitely was a kind of a gradual kick in, which was nice. It was somewhat similar, the initial part of it, to mushrooms when you first get in, but overall I felt like I definitely knew I was high. I had a little bit of anxiety for a couple seconds, but then overall it's fine. And I just was very giggly. I was playing Rocket League with Mirko, and I just felt very silly, so that was cool, but it felt like it was very mild. And it ended up just kind of felt like it lasted like 30 minutes and it was over, though I knew I was still high. Like the intensity, like the best part of it lasted like 30 minutes, which was disappointing and annoying. So I kind of ruined the mood later on. So I took that time. So I basically started, I think I took 2 the first time, which didn't really have an impact. Then I took 4 this time. I think I have 5? I have 4 or 5 left gummies. So it's going to be either the same high or a similar high as last time. So, and sorry, it's not the gummies I'm going to be doing. I bought a new set of weed. I forget what it's called, but it's I think 10% THC versus the 1% or whatever that, or 0% or 0.5% that the other one that I had was. So Yeah, the one thing though is that it came in the nugs, it didn't come pre-ground. So I tried smoking it the one time, and I got a little bit high, but like I was very, very paranoid, and it was just really not great because the smell, or because you'd burn it, because I didn't grind it, right? So it was just I'd go to light it, and then once I was done, the little piece of the nug would still be burning. So I ended up having to like smash it with my finger to get it out, but like it was stinking up my bedroom to a point where like I opened that bedroom and it was just weed, and I was like, fuck, 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 fuck. So luckily no one came in there, but I was really, really anxious for the first bit of it. Like I was sitting playing games like this because I wanted to hear if anyone was coming down so I could like meet them somewhere in case they were coming to my room to ask me what's up. So that was shitty, and like even like I think 4 hours later when I went to bed, it was still pretty rough. So with me being off and no one being in the house, I'm probably just gonna, if I do smoke, just gonna do it outside, which will be nice. And yeah, so but that's the plan for today. That's a phase blade. Anything good? 40 IS, but nothing else great. Alrighty. So that's that, and I'll leave it there, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.